What's up everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, and in today's video I would like to share 6 different tips for anyone who wants to get started on their fitness journey. Now the reason I'm making this particular video is because I know that for a lot of people it can be very difficult or very overwhelming to get started on any fitness routine because of work or maybe school, kids. There's like a variety of reasons why a lot of people cannot get started, or they just are not able to actually get into that mindset of getting started because of all these reasons. And I thought, you know what, maybe I should just probably make like a small guide which I think worked for me, and that's really what I want to share in this video. I followed this process and to be honest, it works. I'm not going to say it might work for everyone, but I do have a feeling that it can, because like me, a lot of other people have actually followed these steps, if not maybe extra steps, in order to get started in their fitness routine and be consistent. Tip number 1, set a goal. Now this sounds very cliche, and I know that it sounds cliche. It is the truth. You can't avoid it. You have to set a goal in order to even get started. Think of it as like designing a plan. Like if you're building a car, you can't just go and build the car. You're gonna have to do some drawings, do some measurements, understand what components you're gonna get. It needs planning, which is why even for yourself, when you're getting started into a journey like this, it's always good to plan. You plan with having a goal in mind. And some examples of goals would be, maybe you want to lose weight, you want to gain weight, you want to get stronger, maybe you want to compete. It could be a variety of different things. The most common one out there is losing weight. A lot of people want to lose weight, they want to lose fat and whatnot. So my personal goal was losing weight, and not just losing weight but losing body fat and also getting stronger. So I wanted to get my body fat percentage to 15%, which I'm not there yet, but that was the goal that I had. That's how I got started. And obviously along with that, I want to get stronger. I just want to get fit. So that's the kind of stuff that I actually wrote down in my journal actually. So you could do that as well. Get a journal for yourself, or get any kind of book, or I don't know, an app where you're basically able to write the stuff down. And once you get that done, you can take the next step, which is basically understanding for how long do you want to commit to this. So do you want to commit to this for 6 months, a year? Now, I don't want to give you the wrong idea, because in this video, I'm hoping to draw a perspective where your fitness is your lifestyle. Because yes, you might be following a plan for 6 months, and we are following a plan for 1 year, but this is really a lifestyle that you want to create for yourself, because it is important to stay fit no matter what. You can't just follow something for 6 months and then go back to your previous lifestyle where you're gonna eat like crap or eat whatever you want. I'm not saying that you shouldn't eat freaking, I don't know dude, chocolate cake or junk food or whatever. That's fine, but obviously in moderation. You're not gonna have that stuff every day. You don't want to have that stuff you don't want to make that like your lunch every time, right? So it is really about creating a lifestyle, and that's the whole perspective that I'm hoping that you actually get from this video. That being said, again, when you're committing to a program for maybe 6 months to 1 year, you will have to probably follow a very strict diet, whether it's bulking or whether it's losing weight, which I'm going to get to in a bit. And you will have to commit to that for a while, which it's necessary. So yeah, set a goal for yourself, plan how long you want to commit and for how long you will be actually to do that. So if it's 3 months, 3 months. If it's 6 months, 6 months. Tip number 2, find a workout program or hire a personal trainer. The reason I'm saying this is because most likely you have never been to a gym before, or maybe you have worked out in the gym but you still do not know what to use, what muscle groups to train. So hiring a personal trainer would help, because obviously they know what they're doing. They will actually help you to get to your goals as quick as possible. Well, not as quick as possible, but in the given amount of time. So if you have hired a personal trainer for 6 months, they would help you get to that goal in maybe 6 months. And if it takes longer than that, it takes longer than that. But only if you can afford it, because personal trainers can be very expensive, and obviously if it is expensive and you cannot afford it, that might not be the route that you want to go to. But again, if you can, I would definitely recommend it, because you're investing in yourself, and investing in yourself can never be a wrong thing. That being said, if you still cannot make that commitment, or if you still cannot hire a personal trainer, the next thing is finding out a workout program online, which is available on Google for free. All right. So you would want to start with the basic workouts. You don't want to go into something very extreme. When I say basics, I mean this probably requires a whole different video when I talk about basic workouts. So it's like your squats, your push-ups, your pull-ups, and various different exercises, right? You like beginner exercises, and you can find a lot of them online. I want to recommend a free resource for you, which is cagemuscle.com. They have a lot of free workout programs over there where you can get started. They have like a nutrition program, they have a training program, and they also have like workouts for like 12 weeks with a video series. So you could check them out and maybe just try to follow one of those. They also have beginner workout series, and hopefully you might find that valuable. Tip number 3, set a schedule. This is where everyone messes up, because everyone is like so motivated in the beginning to get started into their fitness journey. They're like, yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to go to the gym, whatever. And then suddenly when like an event or function comes up, or other commitments come up, they somehow skip the gym. Before getting started, plan yourself. Be like, how many days a week are you willing to commit? Are you willing to commit for like 3 days a week, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days? You have to know that for yourself in the beginning. So let's say you're doing it for 5 days a week. Are you going to go in the morning? Are you going to go in the evening? So it's before or after work. You have to know that prior to actually getting started. If I'm going to work out in the morning, like let's say you're going at like 5 a.m. in the morning to work out, or 6 a.m., right? 6 to 7 is your workout time. You will never miss that. You have to just be like strictly 6 to 7, nothing else besides that. Now, for a lot of people, if you're working an 8 to 5 job, that could be very easy. But for some people who are probably working shifts, like myself, it can be very difficult. So like let's say for example you work night shifts, you're working like day shifts, right? You have to make sure that you're working around that time. So if you're working a night shift, for example, you're probably going to be sleeping until the afternoon, and then once you wake up, you probably have to, you might have other stuff to do. So like you just need to make sure like, what time are you willing to commit, or how much time are you willing to commit for yourself. That brings me to my next point. How long are you planning to work out in the gym? Is it 30 minutes? Is it 1 hour? Is it 2 hours? Now, my personal recommendation is to get started with at least 30 minutes a day, because you might not be able to do 1 hour in the beginning for whatsoever reason. And if you get started with 30 minutes, you can eventually start increasing that time as you get better, or as you get adjusted to that whole routine of working out. This is something that you're going to figure out anyways once you get started, but the main point is making sure that you set a schedule for yourself, a strict schedule, where you're able to actually be like, no matter what, I'm going to make it to the gym. Or if you don't have access to a gym, no matter what, I'm going to make sure I work out at home at this specific time. And like a lot of times when it comes to like setting a schedule, and once you get started, there are a lot of different excuses that you can make when it comes to like slacking off. So let's say you're a person who's like committed to running outside for 30 minutes, right? And it's raining. What are you gonna do? You can still run outside. It's not a bad idea to run in the rain, right? But maybe you're like, I don't want to get wet and whatnot. So you would have to like train at home, try to be like, maybe I can still do a workout at home. right? Because you want to make sure that you kind of eliminate every freaking excuse you have to make sure you complete your workout. Because trust me, if you miss it once, you're going to miss it again. So now this is just one excuse where weather is something that a lot of people use, and I've used it myself. Like sometimes I don't like to run out in the rain, but sometimes I do because I don't know, I just like to run in the rain because it's nice, it's different. To just make sure that you cancel out all your excuses. Tip number 4 is diet. Now, this is definitely the place where everyone messes up, including myself. Because no matter how much you work out, how hard you train in the gym, but if your diet's not correct, or if you're not following the proper macros, you will fail. You will fail. Because you're not going to see the results that you're expecting. And I'm talking about this from personal experience, where I followed plans and I've dedicated myself to it, but I messed up on the diet and I never accounted for that. I never accounted for the calories that I ate, anything, and I used to always be like, why am I not seeing results? I train very hard in the gym, 5 days a week or whatever, but why am I not seeing results? It's because my diet sucked. It's very important that you track this, which brings me to my next point of tracking your calories. Now, in most programs that you're going to be following online, the ones that I recommended at least, they will basically talk about how much protein you're supposed to consume, how many carbs or how many grams of carbs you should consume, and how much fat you're supposed to be consuming based on your body weight or your lean body mass. Now that's a whole different topic, but you can just look it up, or you can even talk to a nutritionist about this. But you will have to track this because everyone's body is different. Everybody does not eat meat, for example, or a lot of people don't, they're allergic to certain products or certain foods. So you have to make sure that you know what you're going to be eating before you even get started on a plan, because you're going to have to eliminate certain foods. So if you're trying to lose weight, it has to be a caloric deficit, and if you're trying to gain weight, it's a surplus or caloric surplus. So that does not mean that you eat whatever you want. You have to make sure that you eat clean. Either way, you have to make sure you eat clean. And this is something that you have to know before you get started. Like, make that grocery list, or get that grocery list as soon as possible. Write it down, go to the store, get what you want in the beginning itself before you start, and be like, okay, this is what I'm going to be having. And whatever is in your house, if you have like a freaking Nutella jar or whatever the hell you have in your house, get that shit out. I don't know, do whatever you have to do to get rid of it. Can't afford to have that. Especially if you're trying to lose weight, you're gonna have to cut down on sugar. It's the worst. All right. Now, I'm not saying you should give it up completely. You should probably have it in either from natural, if like naturally occurring sugar, like from maybe a fruit or something, is fine. But sugar from Nutella and stuff like that, that's very bad. And I'm not trying to be like some freaking saint over here. It's not like I haven't eaten it, but I've definitely controlled myself from sugar, at least over the past 6 months. Compared to what I used to eat before, it's amazing how I actually did that. But you got to do it if you want to have to get to that goal, which we talked about before. If you want to reach there, you have to do some sacrifice. Tip number 5 is track your progress. This is very, very important. Now, if you have a personal trainer, obviously that progress is going to be tracked. But if you're doing this on your own, or even if you're doing it with the personal trainer, actually, take photos of yourself. Like every single week. If you want to do it every single day, that's fine. You could create a nice time lapse of yourself later on. But I would take a picture of yourself in the mirror every single week. Weigh yourself every single week on the same weighing scale, on the same spot. Don't change the spot. And make sure that even when you're taking your progress photos, it should be in the same lighting. Do not change the lighting. All right, because you want to make sure that you see a change in your body. Whatever you have to do to track, do it, because you have to document your own journey. That way you're like, if you actually journal it, you will stick to it, because you're like, okay, fine, so week 1 I was like 180 pounds, week 2 I'm 178, okay, that's awesome, I'm doing well. Or week 1 you're 180 pounds, week 2 you're 182 pounds, you're like, okay, something went wrong. And believe it or not, you know what went wrong, because you probably maybe ate extra calories which you're not supposed to, right? Deep down we all know that we have messed up. At least I know I do. So track your progress. And last but not the least, I don't even know if this is a tip, but just get started, guys. You know, this is just something that you're doing for yourself, because getting fit is never the wrong thing to do. It's always the right thing. So just make sure that, you know, you make your plan, you get everything on paper, and just go for it no matter what, because you're doing this for yourself and yourself only. You're trying to better yourself, you're trying to improve your mindset, you're trying to improve your body. And once you do this, once you feel better about your body, once you start feeding your body the right food and, you know, just the right stuff, trust me, everything in your life just becomes much more better. And if you have made it to the end of this video, I want to firstly thank you all for even listening to me, and I just hope that whatever information I provided was valuable. I hope you guys get started in your fitness journey if you haven't already. If anything, these tips should be helpful for you. Definitely leave a comment below if you have any questions. Leave a comment below if you have any other videos that you would want me to make when it comes to just fitness in general. And again, if you like this video, please click the like button and also subscribe to my channel, because I will be making more videos in the future, in the next coming weeks. Peace out.